Hello YouTube, this is Team Leader of Rage, and I'm going to be doing my deck profile. I've been playing this deck for a couple years now and just perfecting the build and whatnot. The only thing I'm really missing is duality. It's just a Blackwing deck. So, let's get started. I'm going to be drinking soda throughout this because I just had to do a really long walk and I'm pretty tired. So first off, 2 value. Some decks are running 1 value right now just because the way Gravekeepers are stopping you, but I still think 2 is kind of essential with the build that I'm running. 3 Blizzard, the best top deck for a Blackwing deck. With a Whirlwind, you can get value to hand and keep hand advantage, and it's a free 6-star onto the field, 6 or 5-star. And with Vortex out, that's just an amazing top deck when you have, because Blackwings do run out of hand when you try and overextend. I don't, but people do. Gale, it's only at 1. Best tuner in the game to me, that and Plague, and good in battle. It can have attack, searches value out, so you keep your perfect circle going. This is a great part of the Blackwings. Triple Colute, I mean, that's self-explanatory. It's the honest of the deck. It keeps the monsters high attack, and it can be used in combo with Deck Devi. See that later. 3 Bora. Some decks run 2 Bora to keep tech space in, but with Quick Draw out the way it is right now, Bora really helps against the tokens, since Shura does not get the search off tokens. Bora is really just free damage into them. Triple Shura. Well, Shura kind of punishes the whole Gravekeeper recruiters and whatnot, because, you know, with Colute, you can just keep gaining advantage off them, and they don't like to use that. They don't like to do that often. Triple Sirocco. I was running 2 Sirocco and a Breeze when Breeze first came out, but Sirocco is just so amazing. It can be used in combo with Whirlwind to search out Shura. You can keep your chain going. It's just an amazing card. Helps with the value. Gores. Some people run Tragodia because they say that you're always going to have back row, but I found that Gores is actually really helpful, since whenever you have Oppression or Black Whirlwind up, people just go straight to destroying it because they don't like you getting the plus off and locking them down. So that's Gores. Dad, I mean, it's a key card of the deck. I mean, you can't really run a Blackwing deck without Dad. Solemn, again, self-explanatory. The Delta Crow, that's one of my techs, just because one of the best first turn starts is Shura anything Delta Crow. You stop their summon, they're going to set back row to protect their monster. You Delta Crow, they went -3, -2, and you just gained a huge advantage in the game. Plus you can set that in Icarus, summon a value. They don't know why you summon the value. They're going to try and swing into you. It's a very helpful situation when you have Delta Crow. I've seen it help me in too many situations. You don't actually use the second effect that much. It's usually the set pass kind of game. Mirror Force, self-explanatory. Oppression, because Blackwings can dance around Oppression to an extent, and with Oppression on the field, they don't need to special summon. They can kind of just beat stick over whatever the monsters your opponent has. Amazing against Quick Draw. It does help to an extent with Gravekeepers because they don't want to flip their spies to lose them. Other than that, it's a staple of the deck. Torrential, explanatory. 2 more of my techs are 7 tools. It basically gives you free Icarus, and when they Solemn and you 7 tools, it really puts them at a big disadvantage. It helps against Solemn Warning and stuff that would stop, like, big momentum shifters. Double Bottomless, I mean, self-explanatory. We're running a control deck. You kind of need it. Triple Icarus. I was running 2 Icarus, but with the way the format's going right now, you kind of need the 3 Icarus for the destruction. It's just very important. 3 Book of Moon. Most decks are running 2 Book of Moon. I run 3 for Shura Food, helps with Bora, helps stop big monsters that would hurt you. Stardust. It can be one of those good cards to give you more options. Dark Hole. I mean, it's unbanned. Why wouldn't you use it? Black Whirlwind. Again, self-explanatory. Hollow. Nice. Allure of Darkness. Some people run cards for Black Feathers. I like that. I don't really like cards for Black Feathers because you have to remove the Blackwing monster first, and that can be a really big disadvantage. I like this one better. Monster Born. It's unbanned. I wouldn't use it. Trunade instead of Cold Wave or MST, because I just feel I don't like Cold Wave because it can stop my cards like a Whirlwind and stop me from setting, and Trunade puts me at the advantage because Blackwings really need to go first to set up. And if you Trunade, then you set up and swing over their monster, you just gained a huge advantage and you just reset. It's basically like you went first. And now we'll move on to the Synchro and Extra deck. For Synchros, we have Double Armor Master. Just obvious. goes over there. Mistworm, I don't actually summon Mistworm very often, but there's always those situations where you get Kalute, Bora, value on the field, and Mistworm can be, oh, that's 8 stars, isn't it? Well, either way, you get Bora, Kalute, Blizzard, just some situations where it's helped me. Goyo is pretty obvious. Armed Wing, I run 2 Armed Wings, but that's just staple. My Synchro Deck's pretty. Black Rose, again, pretty stable. Canister, Colossal, Red Dragon, double Stardust. Even though I only have the capacity to actually make 1 Stardust without my Reborn because of my Gale, it is helpful to have a second one because like Gravekeepers can't get over it at all. So if you make a Stardust, their highest monster is 2300. So basically you have a Destruction Negator and you have, you know, your 2500 beat stick that they can't get over. It's like Arm Master. It's just, it stops Gravekeepers. Brionac, Silverwind, I'm running value. You don't actually ever really get to synchro summon this guy. I think I've summoned him once normally, which is like an achievement. And the newest one, Vortex. Vortex is really good because I took out Magical Android for him. You summon him, you pass. If they don't want to kill him because they don't want to give you the plus, because you can search out basically any monster except Stoic on your deck or Blizzard. It's one of those things they have to play around. And off my extra deck. My extra deck is geared more towards Gravekeepers right now because to me that's Blackwing's worst matchup. Double Thunder King, Concentrated Light can really, you know, get into you. I actually side those in against Gravekeepers because they attack, they lose their monster, and you usually still have your Jujutsu Master on the field. Nobleman, Spies. If they lose all 3 Spies for a game, or a Recruiter, it's going to hurt them. Spirit Reaper. Most decks can't get over it. X-Sabers, you play a Spirit Reaper, they can't get over it unless they go Brionac, which basically you stop their OTK. Same thing with Gravekeepers. It's really hard to get over it unless they use Brionac because they don't play much destruction. Gozen Match is an amazing card against 6 Sams this format. It really stops them because most 6 Sams don't share the same attribute, so it can destroy their field. And you're running Blackwing, so all your monsters are dark, so you really don't have to worry about that. Effect Veiler, I was main decking that, but I switched out and put a couple different things in, like the 7 tools and whatnot, because Effect Veiler really just stops X-Sabers and a couple better decks. It's just not that helpful main deck. Double Deck Devi, quick draw is really high right now, and you just go attack, Kalute, end phase, deck Devi, you trap dust, shoot it for 3 turns. Gravekeepers, I use it against them sometimes because in hand it does destroy their monsters and it does stop, you know, most of the monsters in the deck are 1500 or less, so it really gives you a good advantage against them, but it all depends on the person and like how they play their deck. Double MST, Gravekeepers, you stop their Necro Valleys. Most Gravekeeper decks don't play a way to get Necro Valley back, so if you can destroy it 3 times, destroy 3 of them, then they basically lost their biggest advantage in the deck. And finally, 2 DD Crows. That can really stop Quick Draw, a couple other key decks. It can really put a deck, like, it can be one of those cards they don't expect. It can change momentum in the game. And that is my Blackwing deck. We'll do more videos, they'll be up soon. Team Rage, out.